Hello everybody! If you want to read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 771, The Waiting Room, Intermediate. When Emma and Daniel got married, they both agreed on one thing. They wanted a baby. Not immediately, but soon. They imagined a small bedroom painted yellow, a wooden cot by the window, and soft music playing in the evenings. After a year of trying, Emma was not pregnant. At first they were calm. "It can take time," Daniel said. Emma nodded, but each month she felt the same quiet disappointment. She would count the days, hope for good news, and then sit alone in the bathroom when her period arrived. After 18 months, they decided to see their GP. The doctor was kind and practical. "Many couples need help," she explained. She arranged blood tests for Emma and a sperm test for Daniel. They both felt nervous, but also relieved. At least they were doing something. The results showed that Emma was healthy. Daniel's test showed a low sperm count. He felt shocked and embarrassed. "It is my fault," he said quietly in the car park. Emma held his hand. "It is not about fault. We are in this together." The doctor referred them to her fertility clinic. The waiting room was full of couples who looked just like them, hopeful and tired at the same time. A specialist explained their options. First, Daniel would change his lifestyle. He stopped smoking, reduced alcohol, and began to exercise regularly. Emma took vitamins and followed medical advice carefully. 3 months passed. Nothing changed. The specialist suggested IUI, intrauterine insemination. The process sounded simple, but it was emotional. Emma had to take hormones. She felt mood swings and headaches. Daniel tried to stay positive, but he worried every day. The first attempt failed. They sat in silence that evening. "How much more can we take?" Emma asked. Daniel did not answer immediately. He looked at her and said, "As much as we need to." They decided to try IVF, in vitro fertilization. It was expensive and stressful, but they felt it was their best chance. Emma gave herself daily injections. Daniel attended every appointment. They learned new words like embryo and transfer. Their lives became a calendar of scans and test results. Finally, 2 embryos were transferred. Then came the longest 2 weeks of their lives. Emma did not want to test too early. On the 14th morning, they stood together in the bathroom. Emma took the test and placed it on the sink. They waited without speaking. 2 lines appeared. Emma stared at them. "Daniel," she whispered, "look." He looked, then looked again. "Is that—" "Yes," she said, and began to cry. 9 months later, they returned to a waiting room, but this time it was in the maternity ward. Daniel held Emma's hand as she gave birth to a baby girl. When he first held his daughter, he felt something deep and powerful. All the tests, the fear and the disappointment suddenly felt distant. Later, as Emma rested, Daniel sat beside her. The baby slept between them. "We did not fix a problem," Emma said softly. "We found a way through it." Daniel smiled. Their journey had been long and painful, but it had brought them closer together. In the end, they had not only become parents, they had become stronger as a couple. And in the quiet hospital room, with their daughter sleeping peacefully, they knew their waiting was finally over. Information regarding the difference between IUI and IVF. IUI. Sperm is placed inside the uterus. Fertilization happens naturally inside the body. It is simpler and less expensive. IVF. Eggs are collected from the woman using a small medical procedure. The eggs are mixed with sperm in a lab. 1 or more embryos are transferred back into the uterus. It is more expensive and more physically demanding. IVF is often suggested if IUI has not worked. if there are more serious fertility problems, or if the fallopian tubes are blocked. In simple terms, IUI helps the sperm get closer to the egg. IVF creates the embryo first and then places it in the uterus. Vocabulary notes: disappointment, meaning a feeling of sadness because something you hoped for did not happen. Example: each month she felt the same quiet disappointment. Similar words: sadness, frustration, let down, regret. Extra example: he felt deep disappointment when he did not get the job he wanted. Referred, meaning sent to another person or place for special help or advice. Example: the doctor referred them to a fertility clinic. Similar words: directed, sent, recommended, transferred. Extra example: the patient was referred to a heart specialist for further tests. Specialist, meaning a doctor or professional who has deep knowledge in one specific area. Example: a specialist explained their options. Similar words: expert, consultant, professional, authority. Extra example: she saw a skin specialist to treat her condition. Embryos, meaning very early forms of a baby that begin to develop after an egg is fertilized. Example: finally, 2 embryos were transferred. Similar words: early life, fertilized eggs, developing cells. Extra example: the scientists studied how embryos grow during the first weeks of life. Distant, meaning far away in space, time, or emotion. Example: all the tests, the fear, and the disappointment suddenly felt distant. Similar words: far away, remote, removed, faint. Extra example: as time passed, the painful memory became more distant. Story written by ChatGPT. Image created by ChatGPT. To read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, Drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.